Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Crass Wrestling Federation's Sunday Superstars Nintendo Gen 64 here, alongside my broadcast colleague, Fraser.
Best wrestler of all time.
Well, how's it going, Fraser? How are you, my friend?
I'm not bad, not bad. I've had a bit of a frustrating long week, but I'm here and I'm ready to see me earn my own victory back.
Yeah, well, here we go. This is the opening contest of the evening. Coming down the aisle is the man, Mountain himself, Chaos Star, one of the most dominant champions in the history of CWF. Now, breaking news has come in over the last week, Fraser. At next week's CWF The Bash event, which is next Saturday, we will see the team of Johnny Natrium and Al Malloy once again take on Chaos Star and Mr. 100% Gamer. Now, if Johnny and Al win, then they will get a shot at the tag team titles. However, they must win by pinfall or submission. They cannot do what they've done the last couple of weeks and win by underhanded tactics such as disqualifications. So very interesting. We'll see what happens. But that is then, and this is now. And doing his usual gyrations in the ring is Chaos Star. What do you think of that, Fraser?
Well, for a person with Chaos Star as his name, he doesn't create chaos and he isn't even a star, so he's rubbish.
He's rubbish, but this man, I would say you would think wouldn't be rubbish.
Not at all. Ireland represent Al Malloy. You get up there, you show them that you're boss, and he probably will.
Well, I mean, we all know the history of Al. Al is a two-time Intercontinental Champion, two-time CWF World Heavyweight Champion, one of the most decorated men in the history of this company, and it has not ever, never captured the tag team titles, and is looking to do so with Johnny. Would you say, Fraser, that Johnny has been a bad influence on Al?
He's been dragging Al down. Al, he's a strong, smart wrestler, but Johnny is reckless. He just does what he feels like. He just steps in the ring and does whatever the fuck he feels like, disregards the rules. I like Johnny, I like him a lot, but he is dragging someone as good as Al down with his recklessness.
Well, reckless he may be, but I think the partnership of Johnny and Al has caused Al to compromise some of his morals and really, not the upstanding citizen that we once used to see in the Crass Wrestling Federation. But this match is now underway, and Chaos Star going in, clubbing against the smaller man Al, and we've got some chain wrestling going in here, grappling, exchanging holds. Who's going to get the upper hand? Oh, look at that nice snapmare there, and now Al going to town, but it hits with the knee and reversed into the corner. And Al looks like he's setting up Chaos Star for something, but no, Chaos Star. Oh, and Chaos Star into the corner there. What a nice series of moves there. Chaos Star, when he, made his debut into the CWF, he was unstoppable. Did you know that, Fraser?
Unstoppable. That's because he eats too much. He's unstoppable at eating.
In fact, I remember he defeated you and Pete in a handicap match at an event back in 2014. Do you remember that? 2013.
I do remember that. I was there.
Yep.
How could I not remember that? I didn't quite enjoy that match. It was bullshit. The referee was wrong. Everything was wrong.
Yeah, you and Pete got decimated in a matter of minutes, but
we didn't get decimated.
Yeah, well,
it was an unfair match. Yep. That's all it was.
Yeah, well, unfair for Chaos Star, Babs. Al Malloy was the first man to ever knock Chaos Star off of his feet, and Chaos Star's got to watch the count out here. It's up to 6, and shoved off the apron. The count is up to 7 now. You can't win the championship like this, Al. You cannot win the championship like this, and you can't win the tag team match this coming Saturday at the Bash like this either. You've got to win by pinfall or submission. And look at that. It's a count-out victory for Al Malloy.
He still won. That's all that matters.
Won by count-out, Fraser. Don't you remember? You cannot win the titles on a count-out or a disqualification. They must change hands by pinfall or submission. Al is not going to get anywhere by this kind of tactics. He might get a paper victory, but realistically, he's got to do a lot more if he wants to win the tag team titles.
He still won. He's got a win on his name, and he defeated some bastard like Chaos Star and proved the bastard wrong. That's all that matters.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Chaos Star has to feel stupid about himself right now that he let that happen to him. How stupid you have to be to let that happen to him, but Chaos Star happens to be that stupid, so...
Yes, well, I mean, we've had a very interesting week here in the Crass Wrestling Federation, Fraser. As Sludgeball makes his way to the ring, this coming Saturday at the Bash, we are pleased to announce the return to the CWF of Crash Bandy Spyro 12. It's been quite some time since we've seen him here, and he'll be making his return to in-ring competition at the Bash, taking on Sludgeball in a one-on-one match. What do you think of that, Fraser?
Oi fucking bay. Bandy needs to get out of wrestling whilst he still can.
Well, he's been out for quite a number of months, almost 12 months now since we last saw Crash Bandy Spyro 12.
He shouldn't be back. He shouldn't be back.
Well, say what you will, but we will see if Bandy's missed a step or two. Now, Bandy and Sludgeball are old rivals. Like, these guys go way, way, way back. In fact, Bandy actually defeated Sludgeball for the CWF World title a couple of years ago. And held on to it for only 8 days, a measly 8 days, before Sludgeball won it back under dubious circumstances, admittedly. And I think Bandy hasn't quite, shaken off the chip on his shoulder from that. So very interesting. We'll look forward to that come the Bash. But here comes Muddy Maestro to singles competition. One of our rising stars in the CWF.
Ugh, kind of muddy if you ask me.
Well, he's representing Canada, where he's not an in-ring performer. Muddy Maestro is a road traffic controller. Did you know that?
Road traffic controller. Now he spends his Saturdays wrestling schmucks for spare change. What a terrible career decision.
Well, not the most successful wrestler, but he's still fresh in the CWF, so bright future ahead of him. But here he goes, locking up with the veteran, the three-time world champion Sludgeball. And Sludgeball, one of our finest products here in the past 3 years. One of the toughest men you'll ever see.
Muddy Maestro should just resign now. Trust me, he'll thank me in paper later.
Well, hey, did you know this? Sludgeball was a former world champion, also a former tag team champion with Chaos Star. Oh, exactly. And here we go. Patented power slam.
He's already
goes
lost.
for the pin.
He's already lost. He should have resigned whilst he still had a bit of dignity left in him, but he didn't resign. He just kept going because he thought he could take on someone like Sludgeball. How stupid you have to be to make a mistake.
Yeah, well, Sludgeball, I mean, he's no... Oh, here we go, another cover. Sludgeball, the king of getting pinfall victories out of nowhere, seemingly.
I don't know what's more embarrassing, losing the match straight away or getting pinned 2 or 3 times during the match.
Well, this is only a one-fall contest, but there is a chance, that Sludgeball wins matches quickly and decisively. And another spill to the outside here. Another spill to the outside. This is the second time we've gone to the outside in this show, and Sludgeball really showing Muddy. But Muddy's coming back, and Muddy is coming back. Don't discount this guy out. He has got a lot of heart, does Muddy Maestro.
Muddy cannot stay up.
Muddy Maestro and is locking up again with the Sludgeball. Sludgeball gets the upper hand, throws Muddy Maestro over the ring steps. That is gotta hurt. Are we gonna see another count out victory? The referee's count is up to 6 now. Muddy back in the ring. Oh, but he's caught with a vicious heel kick. Goes for the cover. 2.
Muddy has spent more time on the floor than he spent standing up in this match.
Wow, Sludgeball making very, very short work of Muddy Maestro. And this is the kind of thing Crash Bandy Spyro 12 has got to worry about come the Bash next Saturday.
You should resign too, Crash Bandy Spyro. You would thank me. You don't want to embarrass yourself. Guess whose career's ruined? Muddy Maestro, because no one's going to want to hire him after that embarrassing show.
Hey, Sludgeball once again proving his dominance. Making his way to the ring now. We saw this man in competition last week, Fraser. Do you remember?
Spiral Jam 86. Yeah, we got him, guys.
Spiral Jam 86, the current #1 ranked contender for the CWF Intercontinental Championship. In the ring already is the Subster. We've seen him a number of times here on CWF, but Subster is getting set to take on Spyro Jam. Spyro Jam won a Battle Royal last week of a 6-man Battle Royal, last eliminating Ratchet 5, and is now set to challenge the champion Owen at CWF The Bash. Who's your favourite in that match, Fraser? No, no,
This
no.
match?
In the
Well,
championship match at the Bash, is it Owen or is it Spyro Jam?
Spyro Jam for sure, but in this match here, I'm definitely
You're
going
going
for
for
the other.
Subster in this match, are you?
I think Subster's got a lot going for him. Subster's an ambitious man, and he knows what he's doing. He'll screw people over if he has to, but he has ambition, and he has the drive to go after that ambition. That's all you need in a
Well,
wrestler.
Subster
Ambition.
is a very, I mean, he is probably pound for pound one of the stronger wrestlers in CWF. I mean, he's not a big guy, but he's a strong guy for his size, and he can lift men 3 times his weight. I've seen it.
Because he's ambitious, because he's willing to give it a try. Most people just give up when they try and lift heavy objects, but he just lifts them up like it's no tomorrow because he's willing to put the
Yeah,
effort
well, I
into
mean,
it.
Subster a tough guy, but I mean, this is the story of this match is really what Spyro Jam can do. If Spyro Jam loses here to Subster, then his chances at the Bash would seem to be slim to none, wouldn't you say, Fraser?
Damn straight. Once again, another wrestler who should just resign before he even steps in the ring.
Well, I mean, if that happened, then then there would be no fabulous CWF wrestling product, Fraser.
But then he doesn't have an embarrassing match against his name that will always stain him for the rest of his career.
Well, I mean, look, Spyro Jam is a look. He's not been in CWF a great deal of time, but he's an older wrestler. He's much older than Owen. He's about 10 years older than Owen. So Spyro Jam really, I think, is going towards the twilight of his career. He needs to get a big win, and I think he needs that championship gold, and that's what he'll be fighting for come the Bash.
He should stick to skateboarding tournaments, if
Yeah,
you ask
well,
me.
Spyro Jam, an accomplished skateboarder, and just getting tilted, and his back's just broken against the knee of Subster. Subster, a very young man as well in his own right. Subster's got a bright future here in the CWF as well.
Little Subster has a very bright future.
But just you know, it's very even contest at the moment. Goes for the drop kick, dazing Spyro Jam, and Spyro Jam hits the canvas. And look at this, countering Spyro Jam, another beautiful tilt whirl backbreaker. Subster in the driver's seat.
This is why Spyro Jam should also resign. He's going to get injured by the end of the match. You don't want injuries. You know what injuries do to you. They destroy your career.
Would you say, Fraser, Spyro Jam, you know, has his body's older, his body's a little more prone to breaking down. Can he last the distance come Saturday?
In about a year's time, he's not going to be wrestling. In fact, judging by this match in a year's time, and maybe even tomorrow's time, he's going to be in a
well,
wheelchair.
I mean, where would you see Subster in a year's time, Fraser?
With a belt
Yeah,
in
the
his
championship,
hand.
the World Heavyweight Championship, do you think? Wow,
Damn
that's
straight.
a bold prediction. I mean, you're very high on this Subster guy by the sounds of it.
He knows what he's doing.
He's very
He's one of the nicest, most genuine people
yeah,
I've ever
but
met. in
well, I mean,
wrestling.
he's not afraid to take a cheap shot or two. But look at this, Spyro Jam driving him face first into the canvas. Now moving him. Look at this ring positioning into the center of the ring. Goes for the cover. 1, 2,
No.
3.
Oh shit. Cheating.
Spyro Jam building momentum towards
By way of pinfall. That's not
Spyro Jam
happening.
just won, Fraser, and could this be foreshadowing of things to come? Are you
No.
looking?
This
Are
is
we
just
looking
luck.
at our next CWF Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion?
No, we're just looking at blind luck. Whoever he goes up against next, who's
He's
he
going
going
up against
next?
Owen at the Bash.
Not gonna win. Not gonna happen. Even though I prefer him in the bash, I
You
don't
don't
think
think
he's
he's
gonna
going
win.
against Owen? Well,
Sorry, Spyro
look,
Jam.
we'll see what happens. Here's the next match of the evening. Here comes Mr. 100% Game, the other half of the Tag Team Championship.
Mr. 100% gonna
As you
lose
see
this
Chaos
match.
Star there cheering him on from ringside. Apparently Chaos Star will be accompanying him down to the ring, from what I can tell. This is going to be very interesting because we just saw earlier in the night that match between Chaos Star and Al Malloy was decided by a count-out victory for Al Malloy. What's going to happen here? Have Al and Johnny conspired to do as little work as possible to avoid having to actually wrestle tonight, so that when the bash comes, they'll be able to be rested up. Do you think, Johnny? Do you have phrases?
I think it's very possible. Johnny, he's a reckless person, he's a smart person, but he does things on impulse. He's an impulsive fighter. He just does whatever he thinks he needs to get himself to the end of the day, and he will do whatever it takes. So whatever he's got something up his sleeve.
Yeah, well, look, Johnny Natrium is a tough guy. Don't take anything away from Johnny Natrium's in-ring accomplishments, but lately, maybe he thinks he's above wrestling some of the people like Chaos Star, like Mr. 100% Gamer. Maybe he thinks he's better than them, so he doesn't feel he needs to exert the kind of energy in ring that he would normally do. But
Johnny has an ego. Johnny has an ego, but I like that ego. He has a confident, nice ego to him, and that's all you need.
Hell of a mean streak as well, Johnny Natrium. Hell of a mean streak. I mean, this guy, you don't want to get on his bad side because he can do some things in the ring that no one else can do.
Look, he'll do what he needs to. If you fuck him over in the ring like Pete did to me, you know, he's stronger than me. I'm gonna say it here. I'll admit it. He's stronger than me, because if Pete did what he did to me to Johnny, Johnny would just come out with it. And, like, he'd have no legs by the end of the day. Johnny does.
Did you know though, Pete the player beat Johnny Natrium in a Chamber of Eliminations match for the Intercontinental Championship. So I don't know if that claim stands up, Fraser.
Johnny will do what he needs to at times if the rules call for it. If he knows it could cost him his career, he'll stay put. But if it doesn't cost him his career, he'll go straight into it.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Look, this whole story with the tag team champs and Johnny and Al has really culminated over the last few weeks, and is one of the hottest things going in CWF right now. But Johnny and Al need to get legitimate pinfall victories over the tag team champions. If that doesn't happen, then their chances of winning the titles are gone. And this match now underway. Appears that we've lost Al, Malloy, and Chaos Star. They've gone back to the dressing room area. This is going to be a strictly one-on-one affair between these two. Oh!
You can already see Johnny. Oh, Johnny, what are you doing?
Now look, here's the story. Really, here is what we saw last week. Johnny Natrium is a high flyer. He needs to do that. He needs to ground. He needs to ground Mr. 100% Gamer. And he's got to watch himself too. These high-risk maneuvers, like you saw there, they need to be precise. He needs to hit with them, because if he crashes and burns, he will really crash and burn, like he does there, missing with the flying heel kick. But actually, there we go, catching it right on the button. Right in the button in that instance.
I think it's unfair that Mr. 100% Gamer fights without showing his face. If I think by rule, by demand, he should show his face. It's not right. It's dangerous that he doesn't show his face.
Well, he could be anyone, couldn't he? He could be. What if it actually turns out that that's City Ruler 1 under the mask?
Exactly. They're pretty fat people. Mr. 100% Gamer is fat, and so is City Ruler. So they could just change. They could just change. Do whatever they feel like, whatever it takes to win.
Well, that was a power move there by Johnny, lifting up 100% Gamer. Johnny now to the top rope, waiting. What's he gonna do? Ooh, nice flying cross body. Very strong move there. Now goes for the shooting star press.
That should make. That will cause a lot of pain for City Ruler 1.
There you go. A pair of shooting star splashes, but City Ruler 1. No, Mr. 100% Gamer back to his feet, misses with the discus punch and a nice bulldog.
This is exactly why he needs to take off his mask.
Why? Because you might confuse him for City Ruler 1?
Exactly.
I suppose so.
He could be anyone. He could be a body double. He could be someone he hired.
As you see, look, very quick to get up from the mat is Mr. 100% Gamer. You know, your big guys, your huge athletes, who are unconditioned, will take a long time to get up from their back on the mat. But this guy is just really agile for his size. Look at this! Look at that! Holy crap! Just from the top rope, leaping to the top rope in one single bound, catching Johnny and bringing him to the mat.
think Johnny's underestimating size here. He's getting a bit cocky. He doesn't realize what he's going up against. Someone who's pretty big and won't stop eating. There's documentaries about people like this guy. It's called Can't Stop
Can't Stop
Eating.
Eating, the documentary. Is that an endorsement, Fraser?
With Joe Black.
Wow. And look at this, into the turnbuckle. And now, what's Serial 1 got in his mind? Well, it doesn't matter because Johnny counters. Nice bulldog. Nice running bulldog there. Single-handed bulldog.
I've seen people like Mr. 100% Gamer in mental asylums. It's dangerous.
Well, Mr. 100p, not the most rational of wrestlers, not your most conservative wrestler. But Johnny isn't either.
I mean, Johnny has an ego. He has an ego, but he has a healthy ego.
Well, it's got him to
It's
championships
healthy.
in the past, and goes for the cover. We got 1, we got 2, but no, not quite 3. That kick has put people away as well. That springboard flying kick there, and now to the outside again, and a little posing. Johnny Natrium not afraid to pose. Whoa! Shooting star splash from the top rope.
I think Johnny's recovering.
Well,
here.
not quite by the looks of it. Mr. 100% Gamer's resilience is incredible. He just gets up after everything Johnny does to him. Unbelievable.
Which is why Johnny can't get too cocky here.
The count's up to 5. Is this the night of count-out victories? Seriously. Johnny Natrium, the count is up to 6 now. What the hell are you doing on the outside, sir? The count is up to 7. Johnny Natrium, is he going to take the count-out loss here? What's his plan? Seriously, what is Johnny Natrium's plan?
He's got something up his sleeve.
9, is he going to get back in time? No, he pulls an object out from the under the ring, and that's a 10. That is a 10 count. Mr. 100p wins by way of count-out. Why?
Johnny better.
Do you think Johnny Natrium just wanted to rest easy, not really exert himself too much ahead of his championship opportunity at the Bash? But no. Oh, now we see.
Johnny knew exactly what he was doing. Yes, Johnny. Yes.
Natrium, as sly as he's ever been, attacking Mr. 100p after the match had ended. Very clever, Johnny. But we'll see what ramifications that has come the Bash. I think he's just created an enemy in Mr. 100% Gamer. But here comes, this is our main event of the evening. We said last week that we would see the tag team match of Pete the Player Owen versus Cyril 1 and Crystal Fissure. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. The Intercontinental Champion makes his way down to the ring.
Now, you know how I say Johnny has a healthy ego? Owen has an unhealthy ego. Mentally sick. Mentally sick.
Well, what is Johnny? What is Owen? Some kind of merchant banker? Some kind of tax man? Some kind of accountant? I don't know. He wears these.
Some kind of mysterious big.
He wears these expensive suits to the ring and wrestles in a t-shirt and a tie. I've never understood this man.
Because his ego's unhealthy.
Maybe he just has a really
unhealthy.
Well,
bad,
speaking of
dangerous,
bad and dangerous and mentally unstable, it's your favorite. It's Pete.
Now, I don't like Owen, but I hate Pete.
Well, I think.
So I have to go for the lesser of two evils.
Well, Owen and Pete are on a tag team, Fraser. So.
Well, I don't. Two people that need to be brought down and fired.
What, Owen and Pete?
Yes.
I quite like. I think Pete, the player, is in the last few weeks, in the last few months, has become one of the most, the up and coming main eventers here in CWF. He's gone from tag team obscurity to Intercontinental Championship material, and now he's in the main event of the Bash. A big event, a big pay-per-view event for the championship. His first ever championship match. It's a huge stakes, but this is the man he has to get past. This is the CWF World Heavyweight Champion, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring. Your favorite, Crystal Fissure.
Crystal Fissure. I should be fighting Crystal Fissure, but for once I have to say, Crystal Fissure, you better take them down.
Crystal Fissure is the World Heavyweight Champion. He has now become the longest reigning heavyweight champion in the history of CWF, with his 3 cumulative title wins, that is. And he's really become the brand, the face of the brand of CWF.
He's a good wrestler and someone that I should be fighting honorably, unlike Pete, who's going to be fighting dishonorably.
Dishonorably, perhaps, but you can't take anything away from Crystal Fissure and his accomplishments. One of the top competitors in the history of this company. And his tag team partner, it's City Ruler 1.
Another person I hate. You've got 3 people who I think should be fired from wrestling in this.
So,
ring.
Fraser, if I'm to be believed, then your ideal CWF would have very, very, very few wrestlers in it. You seem to hate most people.
I do. I'm a bitter person. That happens when you get dropped on your head by cheaters and get disqualified from one of the greatest wrestling things, which is now tarnishing without me.
Well,
this is what happens.
are you ever going to get to the acceptance process of grief? I know it's only been 4 months since your accident, but yeah, I can understand you're still annoyed with it, but you got to move on with the times. This is CWF now. It's full of young up and comers like Pete the Player. You know, that could have been you, Fraser. It could have been you, but now it's Pete.
It could have been me. Instead, we've got all these rabble-rousers these rebels, these dangerous people,
well,
taking over wrestling in a very dangerous, deadly way. It's
so
bad.
You think
It's
wrestling
bad.
needs to be more safe, do you?
It needs to be dangerous, but not have these dangerous people like Owen and City Ruler and Pete.
Yeah, Owen is a little unorthodox. He's a bit of a striker. He likes to use clotheslines and really take his opponents, you know, down to the mat. He's a bit of a mat wrestler, is Owen. Crystal Fissure is very flashy, very high flyer. He's quick on his feet. He likes to show off and likes to put on a show, which is exactly what the CWF audience comes to see.
That's as healthy as egos can get.
Crystal Fissure's one of the most humble, nicest guys you'll ever see.
He's got a humble ego.
Yeah, look at this. He's taken Owen to town. Look at that. Slams Owen on his head, on his back, but in a safe way. And look at that. Just knocks Pete off the apron. Not hanging around for Owen.
Damn straight.
He wants Pete. He wants to get in there with Pete. Look at this.
Go for it, Fissure.
Knocking Pete down to the mat. And Pete shoves Crystal Fissure. And they're fighting outside. This is a preview of the bash. Come early. And no, back into the ring is Crystal Fissure. But now he's knocking, once again, knocks Pete down to the outside.
Crystal
Oh,
Fissure's
look at that splash to Owen.
He can get both of them at once. Both of them on the floor, and he had to do nothing. This is why I like Fissure. He knows what he's doing. He took my advice.
Fissure is just as seamless as they come. One of the best performers we've ever seen here in the company. Just smooth. He puts on great matches night in, night out. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, and truly deserving of being the world heavyweight champion.
Damn straight.
And oh, look at this. Pete comes in, but it gets knocked down immediately by Crystal Fissure.
See, you can see the old and the new, the good side of wrestling and the bad side of wrestling. Now this is an interesting fight. Fat versus disgusting and decrepit.
Well, you just saw there the strength of Pete the Player. Something you know you're familiar with. You guys utilize his strength in the tag team scene. Would you say he was the stronger of the two of you? You were more of the high flyer. He was the strength man.
No, that's where I have to disagree. It was all me. I carried the team. I carried.
You guys
the team.
never won a single championship with her in the team.
I carried the team until he carried me on my
He
head.
dropped you on your head. And look at this now, going after each other. Pete the Player with we mentioned this last week, but he's got that adorned tattoo of the German flag on his back there.
The Nazi.
Are you gonna call him a Nazi? Like, you know this man better than most, Fraser. Is he a Nazi? Is he a secret Nazi?
He's a neo-Nazi. He's sick. He's decrepit. He's disgusting. He's despicable.
And look
He's
at this.
racist.
He takes two of them and the ropes, but they get
See,
him down.
it takes 2 of them because he's so fat. He eats so much, but both of them are going to get injuries because they're fighting City Ruler. I'm sorry, but Pete the Player deserves the injury he's about to get from the fat
City Ruler is a
Ruler.
big guy. He is a big guy, and
Not just for you,
for
but
everyone.
For
And
everyone.
Owen tries, and down goes City Ruler 1. And Owen now, see, like I said, Owen strikes them, gets them down on the mat, and then really works his magic. And that's why he's the Intercontinental Champion right now.
City Ruler's the buffet champion. I just got to say
feel a bit of what could have been, when you see Owen in the ring, because he indeed capitalized on your injury and won the Intercontinental Championship in the match that you were retired in.
I should be there. If anyone should injure me, it should have been City Rule, not Pete the bastard.
And Owen tries to get Citarilla up, but not this time. Citarilla just too much for Owen, and Owen now dropped on the mat.
They're gonna lose this match. They're gonna lose this match, and what's gonna happen is it's pretty clear. I would have won this match if they chose me. If I didn't get injured, this match would have
So
been
if
won.
if it was you and Pete versus Citarilla and Fisher, you'd win. Is that what you're saying? Why would you?
Yes, I would have won because look at Owen. He keeps tripping. He can't take on City Ruler. City Ruler's too fat and too big.
Now tell me. Here we go. Look at this high impact move off the top rope. Good teamwork there. Tell me.
Teamwork. He had to throw his own teammate into the.
And now up into the top. Here he comes, dropping the leg right on the neck and throat of Citarilla One, and goes after the head and neck. That's what we've seen in the last few months with Pete the Play. He goes after the head and neck. He's trying to injure his opponents in their neck and head region. Another leg drop to the neck.
Because he's reckless. They need to get rid of him. They need to remove him from wrestling now because he is dangerous.
He is a dangerous man. He retired you, and he's poised to take the World Heavyweight Championship away from Crystal Fissure come the Bash. There's a chop block there, taking down Citarilla.
You have to notice they have to work as a team. They're barely supposed to be two in the ring yet. Both of them have to work together to take down this disgusting, decrepit, fat slobber.
And notice now, Citarilla One needs a tag. He needs a tag from Crystal Fissure. What does he do? Maybe he's outside the ring now, coming up to the top rope, getting off the top rope, and didn't tag Crystal Fissure. Why didn't he not tag Crystal Fissure there?
Because he doesn't want to be like Pete and have to work as a team in this. He wants the pride and glory for himself. And that's where the weakness of City Ruler comes. The fact that he's so fat that he thinks he can just take on everything by himself. And this is going to be his downfall.
And there's another leg drop to the neck there. Well, interestingly enough, he was a former champion, tag team champion with Zindictive in the Perthites team. And now tagging in Owen, and Crystal Fissure has not been in this match for the better part of 5 minutes now. Owen goes for his signature move. Is he going to hit it? Oh, yes. Implant DDT. Goes for the cover. Crystal Fissure, is he going to come in? Where is Crystal Fissure?
Look at the size of that leg. You need 3 arms to hold that leg up.
There you go. What a shocking upset victory. Crystal Fissure and Citarilla One losing at the hands of Owen and Pete. Major.
Crystal Fissure would have won if City Ruler wasn't so egotistical and let him into the ring.
Fraser, major implications for this Saturday's CWF pay-per-view event, The Bash. We shall see you all then. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Nintendo Gen 64. He's been Fraser. Good night.
Pete is dangerous.